See the fifth question. Emergence of SHGs in the contemporary times points to the slow but steady withdrawal of state from developmental activities. So it's a question which says that SHGs coming in is state going out. Examine the role of SHGs in developmental activities and measures taken by the government of India to promote SHGs. Again, very straightforward question, but the initial statement is likely to confuse you. What did you understand from the first statement? Do you agree that with coming of SHGs, governments have retreated from the development? Do you agree that with the coming of SHGs, government has stopped its focus on development? What, Rajni? The role of government is to facilitate others to take over. Is it so? First of all, is everyone agreeing with the statement of the examiner? Just because that fellow is from UPSC, you will agree to whatever he writes? Tell me.
They think disagreement or agreement doesn't matter, right?
Why? Why do you think so?
Because examine the role of SHGs in the developmental activities and measures taken by government of India.
But you should.
So he gave a statement nothing but to
yes.
like tone of the answer, right?
He is trying to confusing you. Okay, he's trying to confuse you. Very good. Okay, so examine the role of SHGs in developmental activities and measures taken by government of India to promote SHGs. But somewhere in your introduction or conclusion, you should politely and respectfully disagree with the examiner.
Sir, yeah, okay, but anyway, we will do that such kind of things where like examine, like discuss or analyze kind of words. We will do that. No, sir, he's just mentioning a statement randomly and asking us to examine the next question, and the question is given after it.
Yes, so that statement is not the direct question. You will not address the statement in your core part of the answer. Yes, is it clear to everyone? The statement, the first two lines are only to confuse you. It says that SHGs coming in means government going out. It is never like that. SHGs are supported by the government. Okay. And SHG is part of so many developmental activities of the government. That is what we have to tell the examiner. No institution, voluntary or involuntary, can take the place of government. If that is the case, why is district collector required? Simply an SHG can run the district, right? So we have to mention that somewhere that boss, SHG is just part of the larger government. Yes, directly in the core part of the question, we will not answer it. Bhaskar will not write because he is not saying the examine the statement. If the question is about the examine the statement, then we will write the pros and cons, and or else we will try to analyze how government is responsible for bringing the SHGs and how SHGs cannot displace the government because the government has a larger role in implementing the development activities, the schemes, etc. All these are government initiatives, and SHGs cannot displace the government. That will justify. But here the question is not about that statement at all. Yes, of course, we will try to politely reject it in conclusion. But the question starts with examine the role of SHGs in developmental activities and measures taken by the government of India to promote SHGs. So give some examples of SHGs or case studies of SHGs which have participated in the developmental activities. Rajni, so you got, I think you have answered more of the first part, which is actually not the core demand of the question. And you have come to the core demand of the question in the second part of the answer. By the time you have consumed one page. So that was a trap, and the trap was set and you have answered for the trap. Understood? He is randomly giving some statement. Okay. So role of SHGs in developmental activities. What are the various roles in developmental activities? Someone can, you can simply, you have written very good points here. Okay. So it can mobilize women from rural India, because basically SHG is to bring women into the development platform. So it is mobilizing women in India, and it is creating socio-economic benefits. It is bringing them into society respect. Previously, they were unemployed or ill-treated in the families. There is a social promotion, or there is a social treatment for them, and also economic benefits. Because of the SHGs, their poverty is being mitigated, because they are collectively now able to earn certain revenue or income and run their families with this economic benefit. And then definitely entrepreneurship. Many SHGs you can write, Dwakra Mahila, Lijjat Papad. Wherever you know the examples, keep writing the examples for SHGs. It makes a lot of impact on the examiner that you are writing what you know instead of what you read. There is a difference between writing what you know and what you read. So what you know comes from experience, what you read comes from memory. When you are writing entrepreneurs and then examples like Lijjat Papad, then the examiner will have, oh, good. So she or she knows what is the SHG entrepreneurship. Okay. And then you can write how SHGs have improved the health and status, health and education of women, and agricultural and non-agricultural activities and employment. Good. And SHGs have helped in developing the financial inclusion and also mitigating the poverty of many families. And they have definitely able to be in address the issues of caste discrimination at the rural areas, because some of these SHG women have gone on to become politically empowered, and the caste discrimination against the lower caste has reduced in the villages. And then you can come to the measures taken by the government to promote SHGs. And obviously SHG bank linkage program, which was under the supervision of NABARD. Good example. Loans to SHGs. The scheme of Ajivika, NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission, Priyadarshini scheme, okay, MKSS, and then initiatives like Kudumbasri in Kerala, Dwakra in Andhra. All these are ways and means to promote SHGs and make them successful at pan-India level. And in the conclusion or the way forward, you can certainly disagree with the examiner here. While the SHGs are definitely making rapid strides in promoting the developmental activities with the help of government. They have to be much more hand-holded, and the need of the hour is that the government has to ensure that the spread of SHG is not confined to certain pockets of the country, but across the country, which can strengthen the rural economy and also the empowerment of women. So when we are saying the government has to handhold the SHGs, we are saying that SHGs are not above the government. So the question says, the first part of the question says, are SHGs displacing the government? When we are saying that government has to handhold the SHGs, because if you see all the popular case studies of SHGs are mostly in the South India, in North India and the rural, that Hindi belt of Bihar, UP, the SHGs are still not penetrating. And that's what we want to say, that yes, SHGs are definitely playing good role in developmental activities. Please take them to pan-India level. For that, government has to play important role. As simple as that.